Hey everybody, I'm Erica Carlson. I am a real estate agent with BRIX Real Estate. This is I Heart Minneapolis Homes. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are talking about buyer mistakes that could be avoided and what are those steps. And I don't want to be long-winded, but there is a lot to cover. And I hope that by going through this with you that you're going to feel more confident when you're ready to go purchase a house, whether it's your first one or your next one. And so let's talk about agent hopping. This is a really common thing that I'll see amongst different people where they'll call Zillow, they'll call Realtor.com, they'll call their Uncle Bob who's been selling real estate for 20 years. They have all these different people searching for houses, and here's the truth. Behind that, we're all looking at the same data. Now the difference is the networking piece, like who we're connected to, who we know, how active the agent is so that they know who's selling and buying in the area that you're shopping in. So those factors do matter. I do not mean to say that all real estate agents are the same, but what would help you, not us as agents, but you, is who do you want to work with? If you're not sure, do a couple of interviews and determine that. That's a lot better than having 7 different people out there scoping the market for you equally. It's really not helping you because, again, we're all looking at the same properties. The fact that people do this is very, very common. I think it's partially like a lack of understanding. And what's happening is none of those people are probably working particularly well for you. Who's explaining the process? Who's explaining how the market is going in this very moment? This is your biggest financial purchase. It will only benefit you to have one person who knows exactly what you're looking for, if the criteria is changing, and is actively looking. Remember, on good or bad, buyers agents don't make money until the house closes, which I know probably doesn't matter so much to you since you're not paying the buyer's agent's commission, but it does matter on our end, and we do need to make sure that everything is lined up so you're getting the best possible deal. So again, getting to know someone is going to benefit you. Another really big thing is miscalculating the cost, especially out of pocket. So if a person is just not ready to talk to a loan officer, that's understandable. But again, it doesn't cost you money until the house closes. So up until that point, you're getting educated information that's going to help you in your particular situation. So please don't underestimate the value of a good loan officer advocating for you. Not only will they explain to you costs, but this the same with the real estate agent. Between these two parties, you should be getting a full picture of your financial situation. So just going into that real quickly, since we're talking about it, you do need out-of-pocket expenses for a house. It is not all going to be packaged in the loan. And, we've got inspection, which can be about $500. Yep, you could choose to skip that, but most people don't and shouldn't, just as a side note. You've got an appraisal. Now, most of the time that will get tied in at the end of the closing, but there are times where people need to pay for that before the house closes. And I can think of some of those times off the top of my head, and those people were not expecting that expense. So that is something you should keep in the back of your mind. And then we have earnest money, which a lot of people think of as a down payment. It's not a down payment. It's more like good faith money. It's showing you a financial security. It will be applied to the purchase of your house as a credit, but you do have to have it in an account you can access a few days after you have a written offer. So for a lot of people, that's a minimum of $1,000 that you have to have in the bank accessible. And then again, that doesn't include a down payment. So these are things to think about as you move forward. Don't forget homeowners insurance and taxes. Again, talk to your loan officer about your closing costs. The real estate agent is helping you shop and negotiate the best deal, writing paperwork, holding the deadlines accountable. But the lender will give you the information about, your monthly payment or closing costs, things like that. Another big mistake people make, and sorry for saying mistake, but it is skipping the home inspection. It's that I need the cash now feeling, so we're skipping it, or I'll just figure this out later. And it's valid. There's times that maybe a home inspection is less needed depending on the age of the house, or your background knowledge. Maybe you're a plumber and you don't, you would never need that advice from somebody. Maybe your aunt is, in the housing industry and can, and is willing to pop over and look at the house before you write a purchase. Anyway, most of us don't have all those pieces. So getting a home inspection for $500, $600, $400 is going to be a peace of mind. And if nothing, it's just a checklist for you. So when you purchase the house, you can take care of those things. But on the other hand, you don't get it $200,000, $300,000 house for $500. You've got some possible mysteries coming up. House hunting without a pre-approval is one. It's super common. I feel like a broken record. I've said it 10,000 times. Get a pre-approval before you start house shopping. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want someone to pull your credit. Maybe you just don't want the news. You are essentially not using your time very well. It's not about the real estate agent or anybody else. If you're not purchasing a house with cash, talking to a lender early on in the process is absolutely essential. Number one, gives you a budget. Number two, you're spending time looking at houses you can actually afford. I always use the example of, if I'm shopping for a Honda, I'm not walking through the Maserati dealership. Houses aren't any different. And it could be the difference of $10,000, $15,000. And as I'm making this video, it's February 2021. Could not be any more of a seller's market in our suburban single family houses. And so to skip that process and just hope that you're gonna be credited to buy that house, by the time you get through that, the house is gonna be sold. That's how fast homes are selling right now. So the pre-approval is first, house shopping is second. Keep in mind, you fall in love with a house online, the likelihood that it's going to be yours when you don't have a pre-approval is just, measurably going down. So let me know what I can do to help you. I really appreciate that you're here. I'm talking as fast as I can to get all this out. I think that every piece of that was extremely important. If you're thinking about purchasing a house, it will only benefit you to become, very, very ready. And then, of course, having a fantastic real estate agent to help you navigate, because there are other tips and tricks to help win in a multiple offer situation. Thank you so much. Have a great day.